Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're at the Bell Museum in St. Paul, Minnesota. This museum is put on by the University of Minnesota. It's got some pretty cool different exhibits in it we'll go check out. You can kind of see outside here they've got just, looks like a moose and some wolves chasing it. On the outsides, it's still kind of cold outside, so we won't do much out there today. But when you first come in, here's the entrance area. Behind this wall is the planetarium where they do movies. About every hour or so, it seems like they put a movie on. Over here, they have a exhibit all about snow going on right now. And this is their Nova galleries where they have roaming exhibits, right? So this will change over time. It's not an exhibit that's here all the time. But this exhibit is all about snow. This one says storing water for later. Well, it's talking about how, you know, if you have reservoirs of snow, and then in the springtime they would melt to give us water, right? Looks like this is an exhibit about how snow is created. It says falling snow. Watch how snow changes as temperature and humidity changes. Can you find all 6 types of snow crystals, it says. It says catch a falling crystal and watch the temperature and humidity change. Let's see if I can catch one here. Caught a hollow column, it says. Right now the temperature is pretty low, and or the humidity is pretty low, and the temperature is 6 degrees, it says. So now it's gotten a little bit colder. We caught a capped column, it says. Now the humidity is higher and the temperature is higher. Stellar plate clusters. And these are stellar dendrite clusters. This is the thick stuff I don't like to use a snowblower on. Well, that's pretty cool. Let's see what we have over here. It says, watching snow grow. It says, turn the knob backwards and forwards to see how the design of the snow crystal changes. So I'm going to turn it to the left. It's kind of like a kaleidoscope. Definitely a kaleidoscope. As I'm turning the knob down here, it's making the snow crystal change. It's a different one each time too. Definitely a kaleidoscope. That is cool. So here we have an exhibit that shows that snow is more reflective than most other parts of the earth. So it's 6 to 8 more times more reflective than water or land. And so it talks about how snow keeps the earth a little bit cooler by reflecting all of the light back off of it. This here will show the snowpack in the different months. It's December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. You can kind of see how the snowpack up here changes over time. And then this exhibit just talks about water usage in the United States. So it talks about which of these different water uses uses certain percentages. So if you talk about like the mining industry, which is pretty big in Minnesota, it doesn't use a whole lot of water to do mining. It's only about 10% of water use. If we look at homes, homes are still pretty low on the mark here too. And if you look at power plants use a lot of water. And that makes sense. You got to heat the water up to make turbines spin to generate electricity. And what about public water supplies? Public water supplies still pretty low, 10%. And then farming and irrigation takes about 40%. So farming and power plants are big consumers of water. So that is the exhibit in here that's all about snow. And let's go see what else we can find here in the museum. Over here on the other side of the planetarium is the Touch and See Lab. So this is a place where kids can use microscopes. I guess kids or adults can use microscopes to check out different things. Got different fossils in here. This fossil is huge. It says it's an elephant skull. That is huge. See its teeth down there. Some more bat cave roaches. There's a gecko in here, they say. If we can see it. I don't see the gecko. There's a crested gecko right there on the side. He's big. Over here is where you can use the microscopes to look at different things, and you can see it back on the screen back there, so kids can check those out. That's a really close-up of moss on the screen.
Actually a toad. He's an
Toad. American toad. It looks like the toads I used to catch when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yep. I did the same thing. I didn't usually catch ones this big, but...
There is a scorpion in here. Flat rock scorpion. Oh, I can see him back behind there. He's hiding in the dark. There's a tarantula back there in the corner. Back here is a bull snake. Here we have a Chilean milk snake. There's a picture of it on top. He's kind of hiding from us back here. Not a coral snake, right? I think that's the ones that are really dangerous, right? I believe they have different stripes on them, I think. There's a box turtle over here. We've got. See, if you got kids, I think the kids would really enjoy seeing some of this stuff. And I think it's pretty neat. And then they got different types of gems here. There's a huge thing of fool's gold. Also known as pyrite, I think. And some really big pieces of amethyst. Then over here is called Collections Cove. So they have different things out here for people to look at. There's a moose antler. It's huge. It's my hand compared to it. It's like probably the pelt of an antelope, maybe. Some different skulls. I'm not sure what the hell they are from, though. That's probably a warthog back there. It's another microscope over here that kids can use to look at stuff. Looks like they're looking at tadpoles right now. So that is the Touch and See Lab here on the first floor. Let's go see what we can find on the second floor. Section 1 is life in the universe, and then we have the tree of life, the web of life, also the web of life over here. Imagine the future. Then this is the big woods of Clear Lake, which is in Waseca County in Waseca, Minnesota. So we're going to have to just take a trip down there at some point and check this out in person too. Says you can use this to identify the species that are here. That up there on the top, I believe, is a wood duck. Not sure what these are down here on the bottom side. You can kind of see them camouflaged in here. There's definitely the white flowers you see up north all the time when it's growing in the springtime. This looks just like my land up north almost. So over here we have tundra swans of the Minnesota River Valley. Located here is kind of what this is showing us. That's a diorama of the tundra swans. They're big. I mean, they're bigger than Canadian geese. And over here we have Lake Pepin's Sandy Point. We drove by Lake Pepin when we were headed down to the National Eagle Center. And you can even see they've got an eagle up over here in the sky. There's lots of eagles out there in this area. They call it Lake Pepin, but it's really part of the Mississippi River, I believe. And it's just a really big area where it fills up, so it kind of forms a lake as it comes into and out of it. Lots of habitat for birds there. So the different types of seeds that are in Minnesota, as well as living within our limits. And then down here on the end is adapting to change. It's got different interactive kiosks that you can use. Talks about the urban heat island.
Have you ever noticed the temperature in the city is warmer than the surrounding rural areas? Why is this? The amount of heat coming from the sun is the same. So what's going on? Why are cities hotter? The answer has to do with plants. Plants do so many remarkable things for our environment. Through photosynthesis, plants consume carbon dioxide and produce oxygen to clean our air and help us breathe. And their leaves help regulate heat by creating shade and the cooling effect of evaporation. When we build cities, we remove plants and replace them with roads, buildings, cars, and industry. These man-made materials such as asphalt, concrete, and steel absorb the sun's energies, causing the surrounding air temperature to rise. And at night, these same materials release their stored heat energy, and our cities don't cool down as much. This phenomenon is called the urban heat island effect.
Over here they have an interactive thing where you can act like a sandhill crane. So this says, can you dance like a sandhill crane? So you got to step down here, flap your wings to learn the mating dance, it says.
Sandhill cranes made for life. Male and female cranes. Get ready for the mating dance round. You're being recorded. Remember all the moves you learned. Start dancing. Bow, flap, jump, jump. All done. Great job. You got your partner's attention.
It shows you a video of yourself down here doing it.
Step on the crane tracks to continue.
There I am, being silly. We see those up north all the time. There's a lot of them up here. Big diorama of them. Over here we've got different antlers. We know these guys very well from up north. They like to do some damage on the land up there. Over here we have some wolves. We see these guys up north too. So then from the wolves over back behind us, we have a moose on the Gunflint Trail. It'd be pretty neat to go see one of these in person sometime. And then we're back to some more dioramas and the star of the show here, which is a woolly mammoth. So here is the woolly mammoth here at the Bell Museum. Definitely the star of the show, I think. One of the reasons people like to come out here is because of this huge woolly mammoth that's here. Those things are roaming around. It's like twice the size of an elephant, it looks like. And here we have a muskox on the back side. And over there, I believe, is a giant beaver. We'll go check out the giant beaver here. This one's a woolly mammoth. There was also mastodons that were out roaming around back then too. This one here is the giant beaver. It says they went extinct near the end of the Paleistocene epoch, about 11,000 years ago. That guy's huge. I mean, this is my hand again. That guy's huge. Just think if we had beavers that size up north trying to eat down the trees. Wouldn't take them very long to eat the trees down. So that is the Bell Museum here in St. Paul, Minnesota, put on by the University of Minnesota. Be sure to like this video, give us some comments, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next time.